It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And the topic of this rant comes following my watch of playthroughs of games like Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and Bethesda's Wolfenstein and others. I really have had this problem with the gaming industry in the modern era, not during my time as a kid. It's been going on for a while, especially when I read magazines like Game Informer and everything, and they talk about these museums dedicated to the art of video games and art this and art that. Video games are not art, okay? They're not fucking art. They're not supposed to be art. They're games. They're supposed to be played. The difference between art and games is that art inspires through sights, through sounds, through the sensation of hearing, listening, and whatever. Whereas video games are challenges to be achieved, to be completed, to be conquered. That's what games are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a fun challenge to get you deeply immersed in completing and having reward. That was one of the things that pissed people off about Mass Effect, was that the reward was not worth the challenge. It was not worth conquering and going through 3 games worth of seeing all this character development and everything like that. That's why people were pissed off about Mass Effect 3's ending. So to make games into art, to try to tell political things and all this stuff like in Mafia 3, or try to get deeply immersed in history and all this stuff, when it's just a fucking video game to be played. Stop taking yourself so fucking seriously. Look, when I was a kid, a video game was something that you and your friends played against or played with or whatever to get to the end game. That's what it was about. It was about completing. And we would talk about it. Hey, did you beat that game yet? Hey, did you beat that game yet? That's what it came down to. We didn't give a shit about what it looked like. Look, I get it. Technology has evolved. Video games look like actual cartoon or even real movies at this point. Hell, virtual reality is pretty much trying to make it like it's, but they suck, those games. But whatever, they're trying to at least make it look like it's something that you could experience in reality. I get that it looks real, and I like that games look real. I like to see these characters look more human than a bunch of pixelated bullshit like when I was a kid. I like bigger environments. I like big maps. I like games with content. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just let's go back to 2D platformers and stupid shit. What I'm saying is I don't give a shit about what it was like growing up in an abusive home where your dad got drunk and beat your ass. I don't give a shit about playing Journey for an hour and a half because it looks pretty. The games need to be a challenge and they need to be fun. When I played Clue, I wasn't sitting there going through the ideology of crime and punishment. I was playing a game to figure out who did it and where and with what. When I played Monopoly, I wouldn't get into a deep-rooted conversation with my friends and family members that were playing with me, talking about economics and everything. I just wanted to get all the properties so I can win. And you'd have to pay every time you jumped on a railroad or a utility or whatever. That's why I played those games, to win. To have fun and to win. And that's what they should focus on. Now look, I'm a big Mass Effect fan, I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, I was a big Knights of the Old Republic. I get character development, and in most cases, I like getting deeply immersed in the characters themselves. I like that. I like seeing beautiful women, and I like to see the romance scenes that happen in some of these BioWare games like Dragon Age and shit, but I'm not going to get too perverted for all of you. But what I'm saying is I like that, and some of these moments are very touching moments. But there's a big difference between a video game that's fun to play with touching moments and art. There's a big difference. So there might be art forms in video games, but for these developers to make it seem as though they're making some kind of painting or some kind of immortalized work of art, no, you're making games. Focus on playability, replay value, content, challenge, and fair challenge, not first-person shooter challenge, and having colorful characters and colorful backdrops and everything and utilizing that technology. Focus on making games first. Then worry about whether or not there's some kind of artistic depth to them. But stop making shit indie games or shit small games or shit whatever games that aren't fun, like Schizophrenia is fun. Maybe in some cases it might be fun, but to have to experience it firsthand when you're not schizophrenic is probably not fun. Especially when the developer said it wasn't meant to be fun. That's shit. That's not a game. And I wouldn't want to play that, and I don't want the gaming industry to go that route. Get over yourselves, developers. You're just making games. Focus on that first, then worry about the art forms. And thank you all for watching. I have more of you soon to come. So stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.